Let's get it. Absolutely wonderful day here in the Carolinas, and I'm so glad to see it. I do hope everyone is well, and that you too, like myself, are able to get out and enjoy this day. Getting in you some fresh air, some sunshine, and hopefully some good sweating exercise, so you can get out them toxins. I was talking to my mother this morning. Well, this afternoon, because it was just a few minutes ago, well, a little bit ago. And she was talking about how we can do some good soaking, hot baths to get out toxins also. And I was like, Mama, that's fine, but that's not gonna get that fat on my back. She was like, I know, Bob. In my own words. So we both agreed that a good hot soaking will help alleviate toxins in your body also. When she said that, it reminded me of a commercial, or infomercial, I think they call them, when they soak their feet and you see all kinds of green and orange and black stuff coming out the feet. That's what it reminded me of. So I would highly recommend that, but don't try to use it as an excuse not to exercise. And that's what I kept pushing my point to her. You know, I hear you, but I gotta stay out here and exercise. I can't just get up every day and go jump in the bathtub and say I've done my workout, just because I may have alleviated a few toxins out of my body. I see chaps are back here in my spot, so I'm gonna try to catch this picnic table under the shelter. I ain't gotten quite used to coming out here and getting under that, getting out there on the bleachers, because it is secluded. And I saw some folks sitting in their cars up here by the picnic shelter. So let's see if we can catch it. I may have to duck back here behind the play area on one of these benches, but we'll see. And I hate that, because I like that spot back there. But I can't wait on kids to move. Hey there, how you? Good. Very well-trained young lady, a little girl. Oh. I definitely feel that workout from that move. And the Most High called another audible today on an idea that we had, or thought we had. So as I said the last time, we're gonna go with him. Basically what I was going to do today was follow up on the idea from yesterday. which was obey or perish. And we was talking basically about the preachers in the church who have been called to tell folks the truth, but they're doing everything but that. How they're just lining their pockets and getting fat like fat cats, driving the most expensive cars that's made these days, having mansions, all in the name of the Most High blessing them to prosper. Taking the script all out of context. And they also say that you're never supposed to go through anything according to them. You're only supposed to be happy, smiling, and have a pocket full of money all the time. Like one says, nothing broken, nothing missing. And if something's broken and something is missing in your life, then evidently your faith isn't up to par. But I saw a text just the other day before yesterday, I believe, and this was motivation too. No, it was last evening, and this was motivation to the next thought I thought the Most High was going to let us share, which is come out of them and be separate. I think we just said come out of them, but it's basically saying that we need to come out of the church. And no, I'm not saying all, but most, and be separated. But the post that I saw was of like 3 or 4 main preachers that's out here these days. It showed their picture, but the post said that this is their grand opportunity to heal folks of the COVID. And the fellow wrote, I haven't seen anybody laying on of hands since this COVID started, and this is their grand stage, or this is their great opportunity, I think it said. And I just chuckled for a minute or two. But then I got upset because I used to follow those teachers and sent them all a big chunk of my change. And see, that's why I get so upset a lot of times with the church, because I have sold into unrighteousness because of them. And it was because of a lack of understanding of what I was doing at the time. Because we was raised, shaped in sin, raised in sin and shaped in iniquity. Born in sin and shaped in iniquity. But yeah, so we're not going to touch on that today, which I was kind of happy to. And see, I have to learn how to not always take it too personal. It's good to take it personal, but not too personal, to where it becomes an unholy anger. Because it's always good to have holy anger that motivates us to do the right thing. But this one is just as serious, and it is the Most High does not want to hurt you, but He will. And a secondary thought is behind that is the pleasure of the Most High shall prosper in His hand. And I'm gonna read over my notes, because basically that's all my thought of today is, basically my notes. One of the most important lessons I've learned about Abba Yahuwah is that He is going to get His will accomplished, mind you, with you or without you. Yahusha knew this and walked in that knowledge until the very end, even though He briefly questioned it. He said, if there be any other way to get her done, that was my joke. He said, if there be any other way to get her done, but nevertheless, not mine's yours. And we know the script, that's Matthew 26 and 39. And he went a little farther and fell on his face and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. Yahuwah said of Yahusha, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. And this is in Matthew 3:17. And a voice from heaven saying, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Yet the text turns around and says that it pleased the Father to slay him. Now why? If the Father is well pleased in the Son, will he slay him? Good question, huh? So that means he was doing everything right in the Most High's eye. But yet it pleased the Father to slay him. And we see this in Isaiah 53:10. Yet it pleased the Most High to bruise him. He had put him to grief. When you shall make his soul an offering for sin. And this is why. The pleasure of the Most High was going to prosper in his hand. He was going to get the pleasure out of his Son's life. And that's what he came for. He came to reunite us back in contact with the Most High after our forefathers broke the bond, if you might say. And like I said, when you shall make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed. He shall prolong his days, and the pleasure, like I said, of the Most High shall prosper in his hand. And that's where I get that secondary thought from. He shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Most High shall prosper in his hands, in Yahusha's hand. He was going to do the Most High's will. This shows that the Most High has a plan and will always see it through. He will always see his plan through. Like I said before, with or without you. And like I also said, he don't really want to hurt us. But he will if he has to. Because of Yahusha's obedience, he was given a name above every name. And we know this is Philippians 2:9-11. Wherefore the Most High had highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Yahusha every knee should bow, and things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth, and that every tongue shall confess that Yahusha HaMashiach is the Master, to the glory of Yahuwah, the Abba, or Father. The story doesn't go so well for Saul, who was our first little K king, with the understanding that Yahusha is our one and only king. The king of kings, or should I say the kings of little kings, little K kings, and the master to little M masters. But back to Uncle Saul, who made the mistake of thinking he was the big K king by listening to the people, and he got replaced. Saul was replaced by King David, who had a heart after Yahusha, which means he was only after the Most High's will. We all know the story of Saul and David, but the question is, who will we imitate? Or should I say, who will you imitate? Will we follow the example of Yahusha and then King David, as well as the countless great men and women who walked the walk, fulfilling the Most High's overall plan, or our own self-will, which only in the end causes pain and heartache? And I wanted to say right there that if the Most High has called you to do His will, His bidding, He's gonna get you where He wants you. And like I heard Amore say one time, He don't care about your pain. He don't care about your feelings. He cares about His intentions, His will, His plan, His desire, not yours. So if He made you for a certain purpose, you're going to be that tool in His hand to work that purpose. Now you might not like it. Oh boy. I'm gonna keep going. Our ancestor or forefather Jacob had to learn about the heavy hand of the Most High's will and walk with a limp thereafter. I too have shared the same fate. And now I wholeheartedly say, Abba, may your will prosper concerning me as I am submitted into your hands. And see, this is a very brief opportunity for me to tell my testimony. See, the Most High allowed me to suffer a major stroke, a brain procedure to remove blood clots after that stroke, open heart surgery to repair or replace a defective heart valve because of the stroke, and then three major leg surgeries on my left leg to remove blood clots, which after the doctor came to me with a little platter, looked like a little candy dish, but when he showed it to me, there was like three very long black earthworm looking objects on the platter, and he was like, this is what was in your veins, stopping vein and arteries, stopping up your blood flow. I said, oh boy. And he said, I just want you to see this, to see what caused this stroke. And then because of that blood restriction to my foot, I had to have 3 toes amputated. So all of this was happened because of my testimony. Because of my testimony, and the Most High knew that after I went through that, I would obey then. I would submit to His perfect will for my life thereafter. But it came at a high cost, a very high cost. And I think the Most High, see, a lot of folks would like to say, well, I love your testimony. Thank the Most High, He healed you from after you had that major stroke and all the other things you went through. But see, they don't like the part when I tell them that the Most High told me that I was getting ready to go through something. He pre-warned me, that I wasn't going to have a major stroke, open heart surgery, brain surgery, 3 major operations on my left leg, one which took 3 hours, or that I would have to lose 3 toes. He didn't come to me and tell me that, but he said, you're about to go through something major that's going to shake your faith. But no matter what happens, don't take your eyes off me, because I would never leave you or forsake you. And he told me to prepare my wife. So I started telling her, which I told her that, like I said before, right up until like a month and 3 weeks. 3 weeks and a few days. And then a few days later, I had that major stroke. So I think folks don't want to believe that the Most High will hurt you. He will slay you to get His point and His will across. And I don't think it's so much His point across, but His will done. Like Yahushua said, this is how we should pray daily. Or this is how we should pray. I add the daily part. Abba Yahuwah, let your will be done in earth as it is in heaven. That means whatever you got up in heaven, your plans, your ideas, your desires, let it be done through me here on this earth today. Let what you got going on in heaven be transparent, or be, mirror what's seen in my life. Did I say that right? Let my life mirror what you have going on in heaven. Really what you have going on in your heart and mind and purpose for me. But yeah, when the Most High changed up this thought, I was like, okay, that kind of sound kind of serious, Pop. Because I was getting ready to head out back to finish up my notes on the other thought about come out from amongst them. He said, I will hurt you. I don't want to hurt you, but I will. And I was like, oh boy. And see, that's how the Most High tell me these thoughts. Or should I say relay these thoughts to me? Because this one was pretty much as if he was talking to me. Oh boy. And basically all of them are, but I have to have discernment to know if, of course I take them for me first personally and make the changes in my life, but also I do know that we are sharing these thoughts and ideas daily on quite a few platforms, so we never know who the Most High is gonna reach with this idea or thought, or who it's for. Pardon me. And I'm not at the liberty to say to the point of me overthinking it or trying to make it fit in with my ideas about what I think he's saying and who do I think he's saying it to. No. I have to trust the Most High and trust my hearer and discerner. And by faith, I release these ideas in hopes that they would touch someone else as they have me. And pardon me, I got gas in my chest, I'm trying to get it out. But all praises to the Most High. We're going to let that be our thought for today. And my word of encouragement is, if this idea is touching your heart, then you definitely want to make the changes so the Most High won't have to hurt you. However, if he's going to hurt you to get his will done, you need to listen to his voice and do only what he tells you to do and say. And how he tells you to do it, when. But basically, like I'm saying, listen to the Most High and his voice. Because if he's going to hurt you, he's going to hurt you. And like I said, a fella said that he don't care about your feelings. And I would much rather be hurt feelings than what I went through, if all possible. But I can't even really say that because Yahushua suffered so much, way more than what I did. And the text says we have to pick up our cross and follow him, or pick up our stake and follow him. So the point is, are we going to be obedient now or later? Thank you, Father. That was a good idea. Are we going to be obedient now or later? Before the pain, during the pain, or after the pain? And as always, stay in contact with the Ruach HaKodesh, or the Holy Spirit that's sent alongside to help, who leads you into all truth. Okay, stay up and keep pushing forward in the right direction. Shalom. yes, indeed, the Most High will kill you too. See, we don't want to think of the Most High like that. We want to think of him as a loving father who won't hurt anyone. But that's not the case. Why would it say that it pleased him to kill Yahushua or to slay him? That's something to think about, huh? So it's true. And I saw something else. Oh boy, that's what we're talking about. He will strike your butt out. But hopefully, he just hurt you for a minute or for a little while and still have grace and mercy on you to continue on dealing with you. That's my prayer for us today. Because some of us are just plain hard-headed, like myself. Well, I'm not going to claim that no more. I used to be straight hard-headed. Yes, indeed. But you gotta love it. You got to. That's the only way you're gonna stick to something, even though it hurts. Ooh, what a timely word. Because that's how it is with Abba Yah. The only way we're gonna stick with him, even though he hurt us or slay us, and say, not my will but yours be done, is because we love him. And like I always say, you gotta have history. If you don't have some type of history with the individual, you're not gonna stick with them when times get tough. you're not gonna stick with him when it gets hard, when it hurts. When he allows the thunderstorms in your life and the hurricanes, you're not gonna stick with him. But see, the Most High, something my mother said on our text this morning, walking with the Most High is an ongoing lesson. As he takes us from glory to glory. Well, like the old song goes, every round goes higher and higher. And I appreciate the Most High for that. Because a lot of times we want the now. Or should I say, we want everything all at once. You know, that was a little pad back there. I've seen chaps cutting through there, but I didn't know it was a path. Once again, I think they'd be going back there to smoke. Amongst other things that kids do, that we once did when we was chaps. But we had to learn, we had to put away them childish things. Okay, let's get it. Let's get it.